Todd Howard or God Howard says, just a second, I want to see myself here when I'm talking. We are canon. Todd Howard, Elder Scrolls 6 now has to respect one Bethesda game as part of continuity, even if you don't want to. Todd Howard magnum opus Elder Scrolls 6 might be a disaster if it doesn't run one of the best entries in the franchise. And there's no denying the fact that Elder Scrolls 6 is one of the most anticipated titles of all time, right behind Rockstar game GTA 6, or in front maybe for some people. Of course, Bethesda last couple of games such as Fallout 76 and Starfield, well, if it comes out good, I mean the Elder Scrolls 6, such as Fallout 76 and Starfield haven't hit the mark for many in the community, and players are hoping that Todd Howard and his team will nail the next Elder Scrolls title. Elder Scrolls 6 is still years from release. What I want to say is that way back in the day I used to choose Elder Scrolls titles over GTA any day, not because I don't love GTA, I love them a lot. They're in my top games of all time, but I like medieval settings a bit more. So yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is still years from release, and yeah, maybe no hate, but they seemed a little, when I thought about playing like GTA 5, it seemed like I'm gonna play the same game again. I know it will be cool, but I don't have the vibe right then. Anyhow, Elder Scrolls 6 is still years from release, and we don't have a shred of an idea about the setting, characters, and other aspects. These things might seem small, but will ultimately decide whether this game will be a success or not. However, if Howard and his team doesn't respect one of the franchise's best titles and make it canon with the Elder Scrolls game, it will fail even before its release. Oh yeah, it's about Elder Scrolls Online. Lore must be continued. Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, I guess that should be the case, because then you'll feel like you're playing Elder Scrolls Online like for nothing. It's been 13 years since the debut of Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and we still haven't seen another mainline game. However, it hasn't been a complete drought for the franchise. Just a decade ago, ZeniMax gave us the Elder Scrolls Online, an MMORPG that takes place during the Second Era, where Molag Bal invades Tamriel. So that means Oblivion time. I play some of this, but not a lot, so I don't remember that much. Okay, Todd Howard has said many times that we've been carrying the torch for the Elder Scrolls and we are canon. Todd Howard himself considering the Elder Scrolls Online lore to be an official canon for the franchise, and he has repeatedly stated in the past, as Lambert suggests, all events and plot points we've seen in Elder Scrolls Online must be taken into account while developing Elder Scrolls 6. I think their interest is to also take into consideration the Elder Scrolls Online, because yeah, people will not play it if it's not canon, I guess, so, or less people play it. It will mean less for people if it's not canon. Even though Elder Scrolls Online wasn't exactly everyone's cup of tea, its integration in the next mainline game will undoubtedly expand Tamriel's history. Abandoning everything that the Elder Scrolls Online team has worked on in the last decade will be a major disaster that will leave a bitter taste for fans of the franchise. The Elder Scrolls 6 might not match your expectations. Yeah, I think it will not be so much developed as some people think. To be like a game from our generation, from this generation. It will not be like mind-blowing next generation stuff. I think Bethesda is not at that level anymore, and the game is kinda hit a threshold, maybe a limit, where they cannot evolve that much in a shorter amount of time like they used to, when they had lots of room to evolve, to improve. Well, it's been more than a decade since we visited the Elder Scrolls franchise. It's no surprise that gamers can't wait for the Elder Scrolls 6. However, it's crucial to keep your expectations in check, as the game might not prove to be what you want. While chatting with Kiwi Talks, Bruce Nismith, as a senior game designer at Bethesda, opened up about his experience at the studio and various games he had contributed to. While talking about Elder Scrolls 6, he suggests that it will be almost impossible to hit fan expectation with the title. Yeah, exactly what I said. Over the years, Bethesda has given us some RPGs that have gone down in the history books. However, we'll put Elder Scrolls 6 in a tricky spot, as there's a roster of great games preceding it. I think lots of games will be more evolved than maybe the Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out, or there'll be way more games that are more advanced than the 6. after it comes out, just after it releases. Nesmith believes the next Elder Scrolls will be an experience to remember, but is going to draw parallels with the studio previous releases. Let's not forget that the gaming community was also incredibly hyped for Starfield, as it was the studio first new IP in years. However, that turned out to be quite a disaster and might have been a sign of things how Elder Scrolls 6 might go. With that said, do you think Elder Scrolls Online lore must be expanded upon in Elder Scrolls 6? Let us know in the comments below. We also have this big Bethesda game remake, but let's also check this first.
Hey folks,
also give a like and subscribe to Gamerangs.
24. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And despite the Game Awards last week and things kind of winding down for the year, there is actually quite a bit of news to talk about, so we should just jump in.
Yep.
First involves a rumor around one of my favorite games of all time, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake. Now, you may have heard this in the past, thanks to leaked or FCC, whatever, documents from the whole Xbox, Activision, Blizzard acquisition days. Some of that paperwork suggested that an Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake was...
Damn, I miss those times. I used to play this in 2008.
The works, but, you know...
Now I want to play this with mods that brings it more to the present times and quest mods.
Those things could have just been ideas. Who knows? Still, in the months leading up, we've seen
the combat still looks so janky.
More rumors and speculation with some leaks about a
but it has its charm.
Studio possibly working on it, and now we have from Insider Gaming, I'll link the sources in the description down below, the newest suggestion that the remake is real and the possibility that it could actually be revealed or announced next month in January 2025. So Insider Gaming reports from a leaker who says that it is a real thing and that it possibly may come at an Xbox Direct event in January. This also connects possibly with the rumors that I mentioned earlier, where the studio developing it is Virtuos.
Is this the Bethesda official one, or is the one made by modders? I wonder which one comes out first. That will be fun if the modded one comes out first and is better. The Sky Oblivion one or whatever.
Which is a Singapore studio that...
That's what I understand. Like there are two versions right now in works.
Has done a bunch of like support on porting a bunch of other games to different platforms, and so it kind of makes sense here if they are the actual studio behind it. I think it makes sense. It makes sense for a couple of reasons, but mostly Xbox, Microsoft trying to get as much value out of Bethesda as possible and start re-releasing and porting and updating some of their old games while they're still working on the next Elder Scrolls for probably forever. That being said, this is exciting. I love Morrowind and Oblivion.
Also is the official one, I guess.
And specifically, those were my RPGs in my earlier gaming days, but I don't want to discount the fact there is great community work going on out there that has been modding and updating and having a lot of fun in Oblivion for years.
Yeah, they modernized it a lot.
Not to mention the massive project Sky Oblivion. We've talked about that on the channel.
So yeah, there are two versions in the works. Which one will come first? Which one will be better? I think Sky Oblivion can be better than the official version that's remade
many times before, and I don't want to see this project go to the wayside, especially because we don't know how the quality of this...
Just because the modders are more passionate about their work than what the studios do that are friends with Bethesda.
New Elder Scrolls remake.
What do you think?
How it's going to be. The rumors do suggest that it's going to be Unreal Engine 5, but like I said, at the very least, there is a great community group of people putting together Sky Oblivion, which is essentially a remake of Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. They've posted lots of gameplay videos and updates about it for years.
So the modded one, the one made by modders is in Skyrim's engine, so I think it will look a bit outdated than the Unreal Engine official version of Oblivion made by Bethesda's friends. So I think they have a good chance, if they are a bit passionate about it, to make it better than the modders version.
Years now, they were hoping to release it in 2025. It does look awesome, so I just hope that's still a thing. I hope that people have an alternative. That being said, Sky Oblivion or an Oblivion re-release, remake, whatever, remaster, I am excited because I like these games a lot. One of these days, your Uncle Jake is...
Cannot wait to revisit them, and kinda his age. So yeah, we grew up with Oblivion.
going to retire, and my retirement video game is literally just going to be sitting on
The difference is he thinks about retirement, what I think about me starting my new career as a streamer at the same age, which is funny.
around for the rest of my life. Like how like Bilbo went off with the elves. My version of that is just sitting at my desk and playing modded Morrowind and Oblivion for the rest of my life. That's a dream, at least.
I didn't start my streaming career in 2007 when I published my first video, which I should have been doing.
But let me know what you think about this. Like, weird tangent aside, what do you think about a possible Oblivion remake? Is that
Love
something
it.
that you want? Is that something that you would try?
If it's done good, yeah. If it butchers the original game, I prefer modding the original game and bringing it to today's standards and then playing that, which I will most likely do.
Did you try them and thought they were like, it was kind of like showing its age? I want to know where you're at with this. Of course, as of right
Yeah,
now,
it's showing
that
its
also is
age.
still rumors
The vanilla one for sure is showing its age.
and stuff.
I played a bit and the graphics was like, and the combat was like, meh, but still have lots of nostalgia and the atmosphere is still there, the great atmosphere.
So take that all with a grain of